How's it going, everybody? My name is Artorigold, and today I'm going to do another VOD review for my friend Strider. I'm going to be pretty harsh on him because, well, he asked me to. So, in this game, he's going to be playing Roadhog. It looks like he's probably around the gold level in his placements right now. You can kind of determine whoever the rank is around him, where you're probably going to be placed at, and it looks like it might be even close to silver too, maybe. There is one silver in there, but somewhere around that range. So he's going to be playing Roadhog, and the Roadhog buffs are not out live. The Roadhog changes basically are going to make Roadhog pretty unstoppable, but I would like to say that since the last VOD that I reviewed with him, he's definitely taken some tips. One of the things that I told him, I don't think I included it in the last video, but one of the things I told him was you should probably change the color of your crosshair. I noticed he had a white crosshair, and it's very difficult, and sometimes it blends into the background, and you'll see this with a lot of other famous Overwatch players. They use different colors, usually ones that stand out and aren't really noticeable in the game. He decided to go with a red, which is a really good choice. Personally, I use a very bright green color in my crosshair, and that's really helpful for me. Having your crosshair stand out is always really helpful if you're trying to aim. And okay, well, first off, very good hook. Okay, so you did everything properly there, so let's rewind that. So you're able to get the soldier. Well, first off, you have your Reinhardt pretty much right next to you at this moment in time. So I think this positioning is pretty good. Usually you wouldn't position here at a higher rank, and you would be kind of holding back a little bit more, but since we're talking about a gold rank game, I think this positioning is fine, especially if you have a Reinhardt right next to you who can help you in any danger and you can retreat behind the shield. So this is definitely really good hooking range for the soldier, and what you want to do with every hook is you want to go ahead and move forward a little bit. Well, first off, if you hook somebody, you want to move back a little bit. Then the hook will carry them back towards your body even more, but then you want to push forward, so then you're much closer to the target, and your shotgun's going to do much more damage that way if you move closer to him. So if you don't kill him with the hook, what you want to do is you want to follow up with the melee attack just like that, and that's perfect. It's not going to kill everybody, but for characters like Soldier, it's definitely going to work. The left click melee is going to be able to take him out. It'll do the same with characters like McCree and 200 health. Okay, that hook was perfect. One thing I think you need to do be a little bit more cautious. I think spamming your right clicks is good, but you definitely didn't need to do it on the Zarya there. Really good hook on the Reinhardt though, I like that. Getting in his face too, that's huge. I would be a little bit more cautious of shooting into a Zarya though. Going for this kill is aggressive, but I like it. Yeah, definitely finish him there. That's really good. So you hook the Reinhardt. That's really good. Getting in his face after you hook him, so he's not. You commit to it, which is really good, and I like that. And here you kill the Rein, Ana, the Mercy, and Soldier, but the Soldier's already respawning, and the Mercy's going to be respawning really quickly here too. It's kind of risky to go for this play. I kind of like that you go for it. And you definitely need to commit. Once you're that deep in there, you have to commit to that. You need to make sure you can get out. Luckily, you don't seem to get punished here for it, and your team's helping you. So I really like that your Reaper went with you there, because I don't think you would have been able to kill the Zarya if you did that alone. And the enemy team probably would have been able to get out of spawn and regroup quickly enough. So I do like that. Right here, your Reinhardt is super low. Look at that. He has 1 HP. You need to get your Reinhardt out of there. I mean, you can put your body in front of him for a little bit, but it's really up to the Reinhardt to get out of there and to get heals. It's a really good thing nobody came back and just meleeed him to death. Okay, so this is looking really bad at this situation, but I do think there were two options. So as soon as you see this Reinhardt charge in, there's two different things you can do, right? You could either go and help your team, kill that Reinhardt, and just back up to the point. Ideally, you could also try to even hook the Reinhardt while he's charging, which is pretty possible. It's not difficult. It's pretty easy, but not the easiest thing to do. Or the second thing you can do is you can watch the front line and try to make sure that the enemy team doesn't come just rushing in, the floodgates are open at this point, right? So those are the two options. You really messed up with the hook there, trying to hook a Zarya bubble. Let's watch it in real time just so I can see it. I think you hesitated here. I think this was something we talked about last game. You're definitely hesitating. Yeah, that was a very delayed reaction. I like that you're running away because you got purple here. Perfect. Using your breather or your vape right after the purple is perfect, and I'm really happy that the enemy team just kind of ignored you. You kind of juked them a little bit, but also I feel like they knew that you were there, but yet they didn't care, and they just kind of ignored you. So this is a really good opportunity for you to use your ultimate right here. So I really want to see you use your ultimate. You don't have your hook up or anything. Let's see what happens. Oh my god, I guess I don't have game sound on for that. Wait, so you heard somebody behind you. Really good reaction and flick. I guess you heard that Ana behind you there. That's pretty insane, actually. Ooh, hook. That's amazing. Being able to go for a Mercy and, yeah, you canceled the res, I believe, too, right? Yeah, no, you canceled the res, too. Really good ultimate. So basically, effectively with that, you got the kill on the Ana, the main healer, and you're able to stop the res. That's huge. I would have... Oh, really good right click on that Junkrat. I think that Junkrat was pretty low up there, so I guess anything probably would have killed him. I like what you're trying to do there with that. You're trying to get the headshot damage in, which is something you should be doing. If you see somebody get like slept or something, you do want to go on their head and go for a big headshot. That's going to do a lot of damage and one shot pretty much everybody except for tanks. I don't know if you got the headshot damage there or not. You should definitely be able to finish the Reinhardt off. Okay, that's perfect. So here I would be going for the hook on the Ana. Oh, that's unfortunate you missed that one. So far, the plays have been really good. I really liked your hook on the Mercy res. That's not something that happens all the time. It's something that you can stop. I mean, there's a lot of things that can stop a Mercy res. Stuns are the most effective way to do it. You can also boop her. Being able to hook a Mercy during res is insane. So that's a lot of value. So here, I want to see you not go for the D.Va, but to continue going for other people. Oh, you hooked the D.Va. That's okay, though. Yeah, I would just run away from that situation. Maybe even use your ultimate here. Okay, oh, that's perfect. Use your ultimate. Ooh, the D.Va defense matrix, everything there. I'm actually really surprised that you used that defense matrix there. And who's all with you? You have an Ana right next to you. So let's look at the point. There's an Ana behind you, and the only person on point is a Reinhardt. I still think that's a pretty good whole hog. It really depends on where your Ana is. Where's your Ana? Oh, she's on the point. She's healing you. Here's the problem with that. The defense matrix of the D.Va, not only did it eat all of your ultimate, it also, I'm like 99% sure that it ate all of the healing from your Ana as well. And that's why you died so quickly during that. Normally, a whole hog is really effective. And normally if you have an Ana with you, which you did in that situation, being pocketed by her heals is really powerful, and it really allows you to just go crazy, because one of the biggest weaknesses to your ultimate as Roadhog is that you're not able to use your E ability to heal, and you're really just, it's kind of like a death sentence sometimes. If you're not able to get the kills with it, then you're pretty much just going to die, and you're not going to get any healing. And the defense matrix of D.Va actually was a big punishment there. So yeah, I do like the whole hog in that situation originally, because I knew the Ana was with you, and ideally the Ana should have been able to heal through all of that damage. But I didn't take into fact, I didn't really think about the defense matrix potential of D.Va. Not only did it cancel all damage from your ult, I'm pretty sure it canceled all of the healing from the Ana as well. So that D.Va played it perfectly, and it made it like a really bad ultimate. So thinking back at that, I definitely changed my opinion. I do think that defense matrix or the Roadhog ult was probably bad. It looked good at first. So here, you're going on the point. You're definitely at a clear disadvantage. You're the only one there. You have a Moira. The Moira's gone. You can't stall the point for a decent amount of time. I mean, you have your heals. You have a decent spawn. Okay, your team is there with you now. Really big shatter. I would have liked to see that Reinhardt use Flame Strike, by the way, but that's okay. You missed your hook, which is unfortunate, but you have your breather. I like that you're focusing on damage right now instead of using your breather. It's good that you used your breather when you got the heal grenade from Ana. That was a very important thing to wait for, because as you notice, you get the heal grenade and then immediately you see the little arrow there, and that's like glowing a little bit more yellow. That shows that you got the nade from your Ana, so that makes your breather way more effective than it would have been normally. And backing off when you have purple is really good. I would probably just back up and wait for your cooldown of your breather here, because your Ana is dead, so you're really lacking the healing. So right here in this instance, I think this is a really good whole hog because one, the diva is out of mech, and that was a big thing that I talked about last time, and there's only 40 seconds left, so any kills that you get with your whole hog will get a lot of value because it's pretty much the last fight here. So I would definitely like to see a whole hog. Perfect work on going on that diva first. Oh, and you even get the soldier trapped. Really good work there. I really like that. I like that you kind of hid inside that little corner or that little health pack room. I think that was a really good use of waiting for your breather cooldown. A big part of Roadhog are actually, not only does he have a lot of like damage potential, but he's a very ability focused. You'll notice your hook cooldown and your breather cooldown are very important to Roadhog's kit. Like, you need them. Otherwise, you're kind of just a fat reaper. So you want to play around your cooldowns a little bit more, and you want to make sure you make really good effective use of them. You don't want to be walking around and just shooting your hook out as often as possible. Really good hook here. You don't want to just like use your hook and have like a really low hook rate. You want to make sure you get the hooks. I wouldn't even necessarily, I mean, if you get priority targets with hooks, like that hook you got on that Mercy who is rezzing, that's huge. That's a priority, right? But I would make sure to prioritize just landing the hook, which will have a lot more value, even if you hook something that is like a tank or a little bit beefy or harder to kill, something that you're not going to one-shot. I think it's better to land a hook to just throw out a hook every time it's off cooldown and then just miss it all the time. So that's one thing I do like, and I really like this hook on this Junkrat. Because he was in the air, you know where he was, like, you can easily tell, right? He's in the air, he's not going to go anywhere, you know exactly where he's going to land. Right there, you missed a melee opportunity, though. So that's one thing you could have done a lot better there. Shoot melee. He did, like, use his mind to get out of there, but that's one thing that you should always try to do. Always try to melee whenever you, after you left click, always melee. Don't ever forget it. That was a really good right click there, though. I really do like that right click. I like that you used your breather to heal up to full. I would like to see, oh, you hooked him, but it just got detached. Really good right clicks. You're actually playing more like a sniper, some sort of medium range guy. I like that you're actually ignoring this Reinhardt. That's actually really smart that you're doing this. Because there's two things here. He has a nano boost and he's like full health. He might be antied, but the diva in comparison has really low health. And the damage reduction isn't going to compensate for the purple here. So I really like that you're choosing to target this diva over the Reinhardt. That is absolutely the right call. That's really good decision making right there. Go for the low health target. It's much easier than the nano target, who still has a good deal of health and he has damage reduction. One thing to note, if you're getting hit by a Reinhardt, you're not going to die to a Reinhardt's hammer anytime soon as Roadhog. The charge from a Reinhardt you can definitely worry about, but what's going to happen in this situation, you can just use your breather and you could soak the hammer. The damage reduction from breather is going to make you able to do that. Like, you have no problem because you're not going to die to Reinhardt. The only way you're going to die to a Reinhardt is if he charges you or shatters you and then does the charge, which isn't going to be in this case. All that this Reinhardt is doing is farming ult charge. He's pretty much never going to kill you as a Roadhog. As long as you use your breather properly, you have the advantage in a 1v1 against Rein every time, even with the nano boost. And also, you can just use whole hog on him, which I think you're about to do here. Yeah, I really like that you shoot him off the point, actually. I don't know how intentional that was, but it was a really good whole hog. So yeah, if a Reinhardt is sitting there hitting you with the hammer and it's like a 1v1 situation, he's not going to kill you. So definitely don't feel panicked. Just keep applying pressure with your left clicks and keep getting in his face to left click. If it's a 1v1 in that situation, the hammer is not going to out damage the Roadhog left clicks, especially because you have your breather and you can just get all of your health back, and the damage reduction is insane too. So always keep that in mind. The only thing that you need to worry about is the charge. And if he does go for the charge on you, you could use your hook on him in that situation. So peeking, right-clicking, that's fine. Yeah, do some shield break damage. I like it. Oh, it seems like they actually have a Bastion. So yeah, I definitely got to be cautious with this one. I guess you can play this one kind of slow. You don't really have a Reinhardt. You have a Winston. Actually, he just swapped his Zarya. Good hook here. All I would be doing is try to get, yeah, just play it slow, get her out of mech. If there's a Reinhardt Bastion, you really do have to play it slow and just slowly whittle them down and try to get hook potentials. Get some like pick potentials with your hook is all you're looking to do here. And then use your breather to try and get your ult. Your ult's gonna be okay to break down like shields and get rid of them. Oh, you gotta retreat there. Oh, that's dangerous. Be really careful against the Bastion. I think playing around like corners like you're doing right now is exactly what you need to be doing. Just whittle them down slowly. You have a lot of shield break potential. As soon as that shield goes down, what you could potentially do is you could try to go up and hook range on the Bastion. You could try to do two things. Basically, you could try to wait for the shield to go down from the Reinhardt so then the Bastion is exposed, and then you can walk up and then just hook them. One of the things about the hook you could also use your breather to move forward with the damage reduction to get a better hook accuracy on the Bastion. So moving closer with the breather is something you could do. Other thing you could do is you can actually use your breather to cross like over here and then try to get like the high ground and then try to hook them from here or hook them from these windows. And there's even a window over here all the way that you can get to. So you could try to get them from different angles, but your goal is to definitely hook the Bastion. Okay, so what I would like for you to do here in this situation with those two options, you could either go and just apply pressure to this Reinhardt shield in front of you and slowly chip away at it till it breaks or he retreats, and that gives you an opportunity to hook someone and get a kill and just kind of whittle them down slowly. That's the first option. The second option, I actually like this more, is for you to just take a route and go right around up here, get on the high ground, and then once you're on the high ground, go up to this window right here and start shooting at this Reinhardt's back, because the shield is still going to be placed forward and aiming at the front line, and while you do that, you do a lot of damage to him, and you can even hook him, or you could hook the Bastion depending on who you find, and I think that would get a lot more value from a flank Roadhog in this situation. So a frontline Roadhog can be really good if you have a main tank of your own. In this situation, you have a Zarya Roadhog team composition, so doing that frontline hog is going to get you nowhere. So I'd say go get the high ground, flank, either go for the Reinhardt, hook him out of the way, or hook the Bastion. I think hooking the Bastion is much better, but it's also the odds that the Bastion is being defended is much higher. But if you're able to land a really good hook on him because he's, you know, in turret form, then go for it. Even if you don't kill him, you will give your team some space so they can push in while the Bastion is not shooting and in turret form, and then he has to go get set up again somewhere else. So that's what I recommend in this situation. So we'll see how it plays out for you. So you're going to go ahead and just apply right-click damage. By the looks of it, you're going to get a little closer. Being behind this car is really scary. I do think it's really good that you're focusing... Oh, the diva got stuck there, but she gets out. I do think this is kind of risky being behind the car, though. If you can just keep getting right-clicks on them, I mean, that's really good. Oh, it's an unfortunate hook. So applying pressure to that Zenyatta was really good because that Zenyatta was really out of position. The Zenyatta should never be here on the point. The Zenyatta could be in a lot of different ways. He can be behind this phone booth. He can be playing around this corner to the right with like his Bastion and the rest of his team. Or he could be back here in the tunnel, or he could be even back here by the hotel. The best position for him, or at least I would say definitely the better position for him, not the best position. But in this situation, this Zenyatta probably should have been behind this lighthouse, because that's a little bit of cover, or in this corner in this room, because then he could peek and right click volley and at the same time have a safe area to retreat to. So this Zenyatta, definitely you should try and get him killed and go for him. Yeah, I mean, that Zenyatta was so out of position. It was really bad. So here I'd like to see a whole hog now that they're trapped in there. Ooh, it was dangerous. You got down to 83 health though. I was actually kind of curious about this. If the Bastion knew you were coming, I think your whole hog has more damage potential than a Bastion's turret. I believe you do more burst damage if every single one of your pellets are hitting a target. I think you do a little more damage per second than a Bastion. I'm pretty sure that's how it works in that situation. Really good cleanup right there. I really like that. Even if your whole hog wasn't enough to kill the Bastion in that situation, you had a Moira who is ulting and a nano-boosted Zarya in that situation. I think what you should have done was ask for healing from your Moira, because Okay, no, I see the beam on you. So you are getting healed by your Moira ultimate while you're doing that, and that might have been the reason why you lived. And actually, what I would have really liked to see there is you to get that nano boost instead of the Zarya. If you got a nano boost right there instead of the Zarya, I think that would have also guaranteed the cleanup on the Bastion, because it is kind of riskier, because at the Bastion, if you look at it, you didn't know where Bastion was. You knew Bastion was in there to the right because you saw him retreat in there, but you don't know how deep he's in that tunnel. For example, when you pause right here, you used your ultimate a little prematurely, but I like that but first off, you didn't know he'd be right here. He could have been way in the back. He could have been retreating to the high ground. If he could go into the tunnel to the left here, you didn't know where he was. It was a riskier play, but I do like the risky aggressive plays. I think if you're trying to climb, because it does look like you're in the gold or silver range, and if you're in the lower gold or silver range, you need to make riskier plays, more aggressive plays. You can't be scared and you can't hesitate. You just have to, as Shia would say, do it.
And work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
You just have to go for those plays sometimes. If you're making a very risky play, you want to make sure that they yield very high rewards. For example, if you make this play, not only are you going to kill the Bastion and Soldier, you're going to literally win the game, because you just need to get the first point. And being able to get that kind of value after already killing the Zen and the Reinhardt, as you can see in the top right corner, that's going to win you the game, getting these two people, because that's huge. And those kind of calculated risk versus reward situations, I think, are always worth it. But you always have to be like, all right, yeah, this is going to be an aggro play, and yes, this is the risk, and this will win us the game, but can I do it? And you have the ultimate, you have the position where your ultimate's going to be able to kill anybody inside this narrow tunnel as well. So yeah, it is very possible for you to do that. And you have a Moira beam who is trying to heal you too. So I definitely think that was a good aggro play, and I really liked it. I do think it could have been a little bit better if your team gave you the nano there. That would have been insane. It actually would have guaranteed the win of the game if you got the nano right there. But overall, I can't really say that it was a bad nano. I think nanoing the Zarya was really good, because if you failed, then the Zarya could have held the point, and then the Bastion would have had to move to a different location or try to touch the point to try and stop you guys from winning right there. Overall, I think you did really well as Roadhog, and some of the things that I think you can work on, you got to be careful on overextending. I think those kind of plays are really good at the rank you are at right now, which seems to be gold or silver, but as you climb up, and you will climb, trust me, I'm seeing you play very well, you will definitely climb in no time, as long as you kind of stick to a core set of heroes, get like a nice hero pool going, deciding what kind of characters you want to play. Do you want to be that tank, support, or DPS? I think your tank is really strong. Your Roadhog's really strong. Let me look at those stats actually at the very end. So you had a 57% hook accuracy. That's really good. I would say you want to have an above 50% hook accuracy. That's definitely what you want to go for. I don't think the stats like healing or limbs and damage is something you should worry about as Roadhog. I think the only stat you should care about is your hook accuracy, and that's the thing that you should be looking to improve on. So I think you did really well as Roadhog. I can definitely see you being a tank main, a Roadhog main even, especially once those Roadhog buffs hit live. I think he's going to be a much more viable and much more meta character. I think Roadhog is also a really strong character if you're looking to climb at the lower ranks. And the gold and silver levels, the healing is a little bit lacking, not necessarily because of the skill level of the people, but because of the character choices they make. Sometimes you'll get like double off healer, only one healer. So a lot of times you'll just get no healer. It's very disorganized. Everybody wants to be the DPS hero at lower ranks, so it's very difficult. And one of the great things about being Roadhog is you are a very independent character who doesn't have to worry about getting heals. You can really just do your own thing. You can get kills, you can do damage, you heal yourself, and you have damage reduction, and your ult has pretty good kill potential. So yeah, I think it's a very strong character to try to climb out of a lower rank with. I could say the same for other independent characters such as Soldier 76. Very well-rounded hero that does a lot of damage, and he can heal himself, and he has a pretty good mobility as well. So those are things to keep in mind if you think that something is holding you back at the lower ranks. I suggest playing a character that is much more independent, a character that has the ability to have some survivability. For example, I think characters like Zenyatta and Zarya are also very powerful for the same reason, because their blue shields are essentially like a way for them to heal themselves, and being able to heal yourself means that you don't have to rely on your team as much, and it makes you able to be a bit more independent, and you can focus on doing other things instead of running to a health pack or running to a healer to try and help you. So those are some things to keep in mind when you're trying to climb out of the lower ranks. Things to keep in mind from this game overall, I did notice you're still having a little bit of hesitation. You are committing to your overextended. I mean, when you overextended, you got value out of it. You did get the kill, and then you got alive and you got out of there, and I like that. However, I would be cautious of when you climb the higher ranks. Those sort of plays are much easier to punish against better players and better teams, because something like that, you'll definitely be able to get away with it. But once you start reaching high platinum or diamond, those kind of overextended things are just going to make you feed. One thing that maybe didn't really come into play in this game, I think you did a very good job of it, but against better players with better mechanical skill and better game sense and positioning, one of the biggest weaknesses to Roadhog is you're basically just a big lump of meat out there. Like, you're able to just feed ult charge to the enemy team. Yeah, you're gonna live, but you're gonna just give a big target for the enemy to hit you a bunch, and yeah, you'll use your breather and have, you know, your health back, but they're gonna get a lot of free ult charge, which is very dangerous, and it'll give the enemy team a lot of ult advantage. So you have to try and keep the amount of damage that you take to a minimum as Roadhog, although it is kind of tempting. You want to keep that in mind. And secondly, the biggest thing about Roadhog that really separates other players is the hook accuracy, and that's what you want to look for, and that's going to be something you're going to have to practice a lot, and look out for enemy abilities that block it, or things that are going to stop it, such as a Moira Fade and a Zarya Bubbles, and that's going to block it, and things like that. What you want to do is you want to really take in mind who your target is. Like, if you want to hook that Zarya, wait for the bubble and then hook right as that happens, or just break the bubble and hook her if you know you're going to get the kill, because your team is going to help back you up with the damage. So always try to save your hook after the enemy uses their abilities for blocking or mobility, whatever it is. Save it for those moments and then hook afterwards. Try not to start off with your hook, because the enemy team, I mean, they're not stupid. Don't underestimate the enemy team. They're going to know, they see Roadhog, he's got a hook cooldown. They're gonna assume your hook is up. So you want to make sure that you're able to just be patient, do left click damage, right click damage, whatever, apply pressure to the enemy, force them to use their ability early, and if they don't get out, like if they just sit there with the ability and like assume you're gonna like waste the hook, then at that point, then you can just go ahead and hook them as soon as that ability is done. And that's what you want to look for. That's what your goal is on Roadhog. You want to apply pressure so they are forced to use that ability, and then be able to clean up with your hook. So overall, I thought that was a pretty good game as Roadhog. I'm really excited to see where you place and where you're going to keep going and what you're going to be climbing as, what heroes you're really liking to play. So far, I was really impressed with all the characters I've seen from you. So yeah, I really hope that you keep playing, and I want to see what happens and where you can go. I see a lot of potential. I think your mechanical skill is really good, and really all you need to work on is game knowledge, game sense, and things of that nature. I think that's really going to be it, and that's what's going to help you be a better player. And yeah, that's it. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.